Get strong.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck profile. Today's deck profile is going to be Karumonix, the Rat King. Now this card's been out since All Will Be One, which was the first set, I think in 2023. So it's been a full-on year since the set release and I'm only just doing profile of this deck. I did try playing this deck when the card first came out, but I was new to Poison. I didn't really know what cards that were out there in mono black. So I took it, built it, played it, took it apart, how long think, and then I rebuilt it, and the deck's pretty good. Like, it's a nice chilled Poison deck that hopefully you should be able to get at least 2 people to Poison and knock them out. And then you gotta try to swarm them and try and get them. But yeah, like Karumonix, I enjoy any rat card except the bad ones. We don't like the bad ones. But yeah, the whole point is just swarm the board and just hit people in the face with Toxic 1 or Infect, whichever comes first. Now let's get to the deck. Obviously we're running Karumonix. This is the showcase. I do want to buy the completed one, but as you can see, Toxic 1, I will actually control Toxic 1, and whenever he ETBs, look at the top 5 cards in your library, add any number of rats you find among them, add to your hand. That's every time he enters the board, so you can, if you do want to run like blink cards, say like Conjurer's Closet, just blink him out, put him back in, you can. I'm not, because it's nice, but how this deck plays is I should only need to summon him like maybe once or twice. This is also a, I actually grab all of them because I got like 20 of them in the deck. This is a rat colony build, so I'm running 20 copies of this little guy, which card states I can have as many numbers as I want, and he is himself a 1 black, 1 colorless, 2/1, which gains a 1 plus 1 plus 0 for each rat you control. So he's cheap, and mana wise, you can swarm the board with this card. It's really good, and sure, they don't gain any defense, but you can gain this. You can give them bunch load of menace, or you're running skull cards. You can just give them skulk and just smack in the face. Now for the other rats, I'm actually running a total of 25 rats. So running a Blight Belly Rat, Toxic 1 is a 2/2. With the commander though, if this is also on board, it is a Toxic 2. But yeah, Toxic 2, when it dies, you proliferate, so you up any number of counters by 1. So poison counters, you can take that from 1 to 2. Ico Rats, Infect, so instead of dealing damage, it deals damage in the form of neg 1, neg 1s to creatures and to players, poison counters. So if this would hit someone, they get 2 poison counters instead of 1, because his power is 2. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent gets a poison counter. That's including the caster, that's including me. I will gain a poison counter and hope that no one on board has some proliferate cards. And then we are running a Pack Rat. Pack Rat's power toxic is equal to the number of rats you control. So he counts himself at least, so he's a 1/1 if he's on his own. You may pay 3, 2 colors and a black. Yeah, 2 colors and a black. Discard a card from your hand and create a token copy of Pack Rat. So you can have like 3, or if you really want to have 5 Pack Rats, you can. I really like this artwork. This is the printing from Ravnica Remastered. I'm trying to get all the little special printings of the rats. Still need to acquire the rest of the Year of the Rat cards too. Then we have an Ash Coat of the Shadow Swarm. This card is really nice, especially if you're attacking like 20 of these, because whenever Ash Coat Shadow Swarm attacks or blocks, other rats you control gain +X in a turn where X is the number of rats you control. And at the beginning of your end step, you may mill 4 cards and add 2 rats from your bin to your hand. The mill's always a may. I rarely do that because I'm not a huge fan of mill, but having like my Rakai's attack for even bigger, it is pretty good. For the last rat, we are running a Maonar. This is the rat commander I always go back to after messing around with other rats, because he's just so good. And yes, this is my Secret Lair Year of the Rat printing. I had to buy this. I missed out on Year of the Rat, unfortunately, because of lockdown. So, all rats have fear. They can only be blocked by either black creatures or artifact creatures. Tap. You can tap, like, I don't know, sack the Blight Belly, create like 4 rats. But it's also really good because you do sack the Blight Belly, it dies, so it proliferates. And then just having a whole bunch of little 1/1s with Toxic 1. Hands down, that's pretty good. Now for the 4 non-rats. So there's a total of, what, 30 creatures? Counting the commander, that's 30 creatures. So we have Pipe of the Swarm, rats you control have menace, pay 2, tap, create 1 black rat, or pay 4, tap, sack 3 rats, gain control of target creature. This guy's always in all of my rat decks because he's so underratedly good. We have the Ogre Slumlord, which rats have Death Touch. Whenever a non-token dies, create a 1/1 black rat. And that's anyone on the board. My opponent has 3 guys that died. That's cool. I get 3 rats. Like, he is one of the most useful cards because if these 2 on board, you can like sack 3 rats. Well, sack the 3 rat tokens you probably get from Slumlord and steal a guy. Next, we're using a Species Specialist, so when our rats do die, we can at least draw a card from it. And the last one is Yawgmoth. Thrain, yeah. Yes, pressure. We ignored the protection from humans. We just ignore that. So the 2 of the big parts we like. Pay 1 life. Sacrifice another creature, put neg1 counter up to 1 target creature and draw a card. So again, we can sack off our tokens to put neg1 and draw a card, or we can pay the 2, discard card and proliferate. The proliferate is like two solid black pips, so if you have a bunch load of mana and you have like a big huge hand by using Yawgmoth, you can just pay 2 and discard to proliferate, so it's another kill option for your commander. Now we go on to the artifacts. I'm pretty sure I want a total of 11 artifacts in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry, 10 artifacts. Of course, we're running a commander deck, so we're running a Soul Ring. And because we're running a mono black deck, of course, we're running a Jet Medallion, so my black spells cost less. Herald's Horn, because we've got, what, 26 rats? Bontu's Monument, so black creatures cost 1 less than whenever a creature enters my battlefield. Sorry, whenever I cast a creature, each opponent loses life and I gain a life. Caged Sun for the extra bit of mana to help by, for example, doing the Yawgmoth pay 2, because instead of tapping 2 lands to gain 2 mana, with this you can tap 1 land to gain like 2 mana. And then we go on to like the cards to help with Poison Cows that proliferates. Glistening Sphere comes in tapped, but when it does enter the battlefield, you proliferate. It then has the Corrupted. Oh, sorry, you can tap for 1 enemy mana, but then it has Corrupted. If a player has 3 Poison Cows, you can tap this to add 3 mana of 1 color. So you can just tap this and I'll say 3 black. That's enough for my commander. After playing the command attack, so it gets popped. A Contingent class enters the battlefield. You put neg1 counter on target creature. Pay 4, proliferate. And then the bigger version being Contingent Engine, which enters the battlefield. Put 1 neg1 each creature target player controls, and pay 4 to proliferate, and then proliferate again. So instead of proliferating once with this card, you can proliferate twice with this card. It's an extra like 4 mana to play, because this is 2 and this is a 6. So it might not be the best option early game, but late game, yeah, you can rack up so much spare mana with this deck. You can just mana dump into these cards. And then we have a Whip Elboss. Creatures I control have lifelink, which helps with all the life pay cards I have in here, especially with the Bowler Citadel, because I need to pay life to cast cards on top of my library instead of paying the mana costs, which is good because if I just smack with a rat, that's like, I don't know, 10-1. Ah, that's 10 life. That 10 life can go into, I don't know, the Contagion Engine to play it on the top of the deck. Really, really good card. It's like £5-6 at the moment, so you don't have a Bowler Citadel, grab it. Any deck that has access to black, just run it. I'm pretty sure at one point I even had this in my Tree Folk, because I had a lot of life gain in that deck, so I could just cast spells on top of my library. It was good. At one point I do plan to go back to Tree Folks, but that might be in 2025 or later this year, I'm not quite sure. We are actually running a single Planeswalker, Vraska. Now, you can either pay it by, you can pay 6 or 5 and either 2 life or black. But if you do pay life using this to cast this, you do get 2 fewer Lloyd cows. So instead of having 6, you have 4. But you may do 0 and draw a card and then proliferate. Oh, sorry, draw a card, lose a life, then proliferate. So you go from 6 to 7 on this. You can neg 2 and target creature becomes a treasure token with tap. Sack. It loses all abilities too, so you turn like someone's commander into a treasure. And then the big neg 9. If target player has fewer than 9 poison cows, they get a number of poison cows equal to the difference. So this can, this is pretty much kill someone. Like, really good card. It was like only a tenner when it came out, so it was really cheap. I don't know what the pricing of this card is now. It's probably cheaper. So now we get on to the instances, and because we are running a poison deck, we are definitely running a Tainted Strike. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains infect to the end turn. So if they declare no blockers and I'm hitting them, I don't know, with a 5/5, I can cast this on declare no block, and it becomes a 6. So that's 6 poison cowards coming out of your face. Like, I've almost killed someone using this card. I got him to like 9, and then I proliferated. So, yeah, it is a very good card. It can definitely kill someone out of the game. This can be a player removal card. Yeah. Then we're running a Dark Ritual just so we can get free black mana, because if you see this and a swamp, that's a first turn Karumonix. This card is really good with 3 mana commanders. Well, 3 mana mono black commanders, this card's amazing. Grave Purge. You may return any number of creatures from the top of your deck, from your bin to the top of the deck, so you can refill your deck, and I'll put 5 rat cards there to then bring it back to add them back to your hand using Karumonix when you cast them. Also allows you to draw cards, so that's a lot for 3 mana. Then we have Vraska's Fall. So each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, and they get a poison cower. Good. We want to get as many poison cowers as we can. Whispers of the Dross. Target creature gets -1/-1, but we don't do that. We don't play the card because of -1/-1. Yes, it can kill 1/1. We play it because it can proliferate, which could be a game-winning play. Defile. I won this in all my black decks because, well, it gets a -1/-1 with swamp you control. Like, this card would be really good with Yawgmoth, Urborg, but I don't have an Urborg. I do plan to get one at some point, because then this card would be nuts. And then we go on to like the other kill cards. We got Deadly Rollick. If you control your commander, cast it without paying mana cost. Exile target creature. Card's really good. The cards that say you can cast without paying mana cost if you control your commander are like some of the sought after cards, because it's normally a 4-drop to exile a guy, but with your commander out, and because this guy only costs like 3 mana, like cards like this are really good. I've even got the white one that gives all my guys indestructible. I want to get all of them because they're just generically good. And then for last one we have Force of Despair. If it's not your turn, you may exile black card from your hand rather than pay this card's mana cost. So if you don't have any mana and someone has swarmed the board with, I don't know, 2/2 creatures, like tokens, and you don't have any mana during the end phase, you can just, I don't know, exile a rat to destroy all the creatures that came in. It is a board wipe for like the end phase. I really like it that you don't have to pay the mana cost, you can just exile a card from your hand. I've had it for a few years. I used to play in my first rat build. This was like many years ago. This is like, yeah, the card, this version at least came out in 2019. This is from what, Modern Horizons? Yeah, Modern Horizons 1. So I've been wanting to play it since then, because I just think the card's generally good, and I don't actually see it in a lot of other decks. Then we go on to the sorceries. A few of the sorceries are cards that everyone would play in a black deck, because obviously we're running the tutors, we're running a demonic, search your deck for a card, and a grim tutor, search your deck for a card, lose 3 life. So the most, like, this is like most fall out because there's only 2 mana, while this is like less than because it's 3 mana, you lose 3 life. But you're running black, you don't really care about your life total until it gets to like 1. And because I've got like some life gain in the deck, it should be fine. And now the last search card is actually a secret salvage. Now, you would exile a non-land card from your graveyard and search your library for any number of cards with the same name. This card is only pretty much used in Commander for cards that say search, exile this, search for as many copies of the same name. Because in most of the time in Magic you're only allowed 4 copies. I don't know why I put my thumb up to say 5, you can only have 4 copies of the same card. But basically we exile one of these from the bin to pull in all these from deck to my hand. And if I don't have a maximum hand size and I do send it to the bin, that's fine, because next turn if I do have this card in hand, usually if I see these I'll search in for this and this card. Now each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creature cards of a type chosen this way from the graveyard to the battlefield. So I choose rats. Obviously I'm not going to choose like goblins, so I choose rats, and all of my rats that are in the bin come back to the battlefield. That's a bunch load of big rats. Even if this does get blown up the turn before I use this, I will just leave this, let this go to the bin, just so I can just bring it back. Even though I most likely won't get any rats from this because a lot of them are already in my bin, but just having the access to Toxic 1 is really nice. The only thing that can really screw the play if someone exiles my graveyard, then I'm kind of screwed. That's the only issue with playing these cards. If someone plays a Bojuka Bog, yeah, that's pretty much your deck kind of turned off. It's big sad. That hasn't happened just yet. So, now we want a Predator's Hour. I love this card, I think it's really good. It gives all my creatures menace, plus if those creatures still come with bad damage to a player. Look at the top, exile the top card of that player's library. Face down. You may look at that card and play the card as long as it remains exiled. So even if it's a few turns, I can still play it. You may spend mana, so as many mana any card to cast. So the whole point of this card for me is it's a 2-drop that gives all my guys miss. Banging. And it also gives me a little extra bonus of exiling the top card. Then we go to a Night Whisper, just so I can draw 2. Then we go on to the board wipe cards, being a Kindred Dominance. Obviously, I'm going to call rats, so all non-rats get blown up. And a Torment of Hellfire, something to just ditch all my mana into. I think the highest I've got this is like 18, I think. It's either 18 or 17 I was able to bump this up by. So Torment of Hellfire, repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. So imagine having to do this 17 times. That's nasty. It's only because I had cards, obviously like the Cage Sun. I've also got Black Market in here. Just a bunch loads of ways of gaining tons of black mana. Now we go on to the Poison / Proliferate. We have a Phyrexis Outbreak. Each opponent gets a poison counter, and then each creature they control get a -1/-1 for each poison counter that player has. So this could be a board wipe if they have like 5 or maybe 6 poison counters. Infectious Inquiry, so draw 2, lose 2, each opponent gets a poison counter. Then we have, this isn't a very sought after card for many players because it's a 5-drop for draw 3, lose 3, get 3 poison counters. But for me, I see this as a potential kill because they have 7. Even if they draw 7, even though they draw 3 cards, they aren't going to be able to use them because they'll be out of the game because they get 3 poison counters. I've actually used this card to kill myself because I think it was Sunday, yeah, Sunday afternoon. We were playing Magic. It was me and Geordie. We were playing the Magic. He was playing the Mothman from the Fallout stuff. He put a Aura Curse on me that during the end phase, I mill an amount. I mill X, where X is the total amount of cards in my bin, so that would have been like 20 something. Mothman would have been huge. So to lesser the blow to my friend Marcus, I decided I'm just gonna kill myself so Mothman doesn't get any bigger. Yeah, it was just a little laugh. I had like I didn't know what cards I had in my hand. I just saw this. That'll be funny. And yeah. Was it a good play? No, but it sure was funny. Then we have Drown. Target creature gets plus +4 and Proliferate. And then Vat Emergence. So I get to put a creature card from anyone's graveyard onto my battlefield and then Proliferate. Like, that's pretty much it for the sorceries. I think I got a good amount of sorceries and instances since a lot of the cards in this deck are creatures. Now for the enchantments, I'm running 2 regular enchantments and 2 ores. So running a Black Market for mana ramp, and we're running a Phyrexian Arena for card draw, and then a Demonic Embrace so I can try and give my commander or any rat I control flying. And if this is in the bin, I can pay the mana cost plus pay 3 life, discard a card, and I can pull this back from the bin. Same with Glistening Oil. I like ores that can come back to my hand when they fall off the creature, same with Glistening Oil. It does give the equipped creature, well, the enchanted creature infect, but during my upkeep it does give it a -1/-1. So unfortunately these will only live for 1 turn before they die. But hopefully they can smack really hard and give tons of creatures -1/-1s or poison counters. And if the creature does die, this goes to my hand while this goes back to bin. But they're not that much mana wise, like 3 and a 2. It's pretty good, especially when you've got this on board. Now for the lands. Like, obviously I'm running mono black, so I'm using my Cabal Coffers and my Cabal Stronghold. It gives me tons of mana. Crypt of Agademe. It gives me a black for each creature in my bin, which could be like +20. Sunken Citadel, which I think is an amazing land for counter X land. Definitely my favorite. Instead of, it comes in cool color I call black. It taps for 1 color, or you can tap it to add 2 mana, but that mana can only be used on land abilities, which is why it makes these really good. Bojuka Bulk, exiles off target player's graveyard. Everglades, you can return an untapped swamp to your hand, and then this taps for black and colorless. Khan's Basin is a proliferate land. Rogue's Passage gives my guy unblockable. Liquid Tower, just so I have a source of unlimited hand. A Command Beacon, just so I can try and get this guy back in my hand if it's been blown up 3 times, because that's a lot of mana I gotta pay. Mirroring Landscape, just allow me to search for lands because I'm running mono black, there aren't that many land searches. And for last land is a Maze of If, just in case there's a big flying commander coming at my face and I don't want to see that happening. And then we're running, I think this is like 23 basic swamps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 basic lands. And they're all the big bad swamps from Feral Sphere on Death. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. It's nice, it's simple, it plays hard to win hard, and it does make people give out the illness. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. As always, I plan to try and upload more. I know I haven't uploaded in a few weeks, apologies on that, but yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more rat profiles, feel free to check out my channel where I have a lot of Marinars, because Marinar is my main rat commander. But yeah, feel free to pop by, subscribe, and like the videos to see what else I have in store. I know I have a few Let's Discuss coming up soon. I kind of missed all of Thunder Junction, I do apologize for that, but hopefully I can pick them up again in the next set. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.